you were aware of what was going on in the last presidential election, basically politics was revolutionized by what Barack Obama did on the technology side and communications and marketing. Blue State Digital obviously did a ton of that. Describe the system a little bit, because obviously there was a big email component of it. You had the website. What did it look like?
I mean, the magical number for me is the fact that 1 out of 5 of the people that voted for President Obama was on the email list. So it ended up being nearly 14 million people, built organically over 22 months, that responded to everything from fundraising to doing virtual phone calls on Election Day. Really developing that narrative around the campaign that gave people multiple opportunities to engage, and breaking down the silos of the traditional campaign so that it wasn't development or fundraising in one area, field, and communications in another. It really created a level playing field for everyone, whether you're a top-tier donor or an individual who gives $5 a month, that access to the campaign and the candidate.
And obviously we get used to technology very quickly. I assume people have sort of forgotten about how innovative this was at the time, but what were things like 22 months earlier? And what was the competition like? We've
been developing the technology since sort of frustrations out of the Dean campaign, and through our work with the Democratic Party, a lot of trade unions, and a lot of the corporate clients we have, we've built up this proprietary license-based service that, the scalability was a challenge for an effort of the size of another presidential campaign, but we were able to come to the table and say, you as a campaign, you don't need to hire a bunch of developers. We have these tools, let us keep working on them. Everything from how do you get 1 million emails out in a couple of minutes to that login MyBo system that allowed people to really create their own local organizing capacity. Individually, there are competitors in all the different modules of the software, but the bundling up and allowing the data integrity to exist in one system that scales is sort of the competitive differentiation.
And how much of that was built before this, and how much was built on the fly?
The vast majority of it was built prior to the campaign. There was optimization of it, and then the scalability that was required. We're now going through the phases of making all the tools internationalized for our international clients, and dealing with it's an ongoing platform development process that is sometimes fueled by client need, others just sort of competitive positioning for the company overall.